Hello everyone. In this lecture, we are going to study the impact of jets and jet propulsion chapter of hydraulics subject. Now, what is mean by impact of jets? Now, all are aware about the jets. Jets is nothing but the suppose there is a pipe, circular or of any shape, and at that pipe at the end or at the opening, if we are providing a nozzle, from that nozzle the water which is coming out, that water is nothing but the jet. Okay. Now the impact of that jet on the materials like veins or the plates, that maybe that plates are moving or stationary, that is nothing but your impact of jet. Okay. The final impact of that jets on every material like veins, curved veins, or the vertical or inclined plates, that we are going to study in this chapter. Okay. Now here, this is the introduction. What is mean by impact of jets? Impact of jet means the force exerted by the jet on a plate, which may be stationary or moving, as I have already explained. Now this force which is impacted by the jet on plate is obtained from the impulse momentum equation. You have already studied this impulse momentum equation in dynamics of flow. Okay. This force can be obtained by Newton's second law of motion. That is, uh, here what impulse momentum equation or impulse momentum principle states, that the force or net force acting on a fluid mass or net force acting by a fluid is obtained by the rate of change of momentum. Okay. Rate of change of momentum, that is dmv upon dt. This you have, you all are aware about this. Now we'll go one by one to the force exerted by jets on uh, different types of plates. Okay. First we are going to study the stationary plates, then in next video I'll explain the moving plates. Okay. Now first is force exerted by jet on a stationary flat plate. This plate, already the name indicates that the plate is stationary and the plate is flat. Okay. This plate is not curved one, this plate is a flat one. Okay. This diagram, I'll explain by this diagram, so that you can easily understand this. Suppose this is a plate. Okay. This plate is fixed on both the ends, that means this plate is stationary. Even if we are going to apply any force on this plate is not going to move anymore. Okay. Here this is a plate. Now at this pipe, this we are going to suppose all the pipes are in a circular cross section. Okay. And at the pipe end we are going to provide a nozzle. Through this nozzle a water is coming out. You can see here, this is the water which is coming out from a nozzle. This water is called as your jet of water. Okay. Now after striking on the plate or after striking on the surface of plate, this jet is divided into two parts. Okay. And now we are going to suppose that this jet is divided into equally two parts. Okay. Why? Because this plate we are going to assume is a smooth plate. Okay. So there is no loss of any energy from this surface. That means, if suppose we are going to consider this plate is a rough plate. Okay. Now you have already studied the losses of energy, minor losses and major losses. So if we are going to assume that this plate is not a curved one, then what happened, the when this jet is striking this plate, then the losses of energy takes place. Okay. Loss of friction will be there, loss of entrance and loss of outlet, the all the losses will be happen. Okay. But here in this whole chapter we are going to study, we are going to assume that the plates are curved, smooth one. Okay, so no loss of energy will happen here. Hmm? And the jet which is striking on a plate, it may be divided into two equal parts, in upper direction and in the lower direction. Okay, now here I have uh, denoted the velocity of jet which is before striking the plate. Okay, so after striking the plate, when the plate is smooth, the velocity will be same. Okay, so here I have written it in the v only. Hmm. Now here the v is nothing but your velocity of jet, d is nothing but diameter of jet. Now how to calculate the area of jet here? Area will be pi by 4 d square, because the section is a circular cross section. Okay, now the force which is exerted by jet on the plate in the direction of jet. Okay, in the direction of jet means in the x direction. Okay, now as this plate is a vertical plate, as this plate is a vertical plate, the velocity have no component in the direction uh, perpendicular to the jet. Okay, so it is only having a x component. Okay, it is not having a y component, so we are going to find out only x component. Okay, now here this sentence, I guess you all are familiar about this, that is rate of change of momentum in the direction of force. Okay, this is your momentum, impulse momentum equation. Fx is rate of change of momentum in the direction of force. Now how we are going to find out the rate of change of momentum? From the dynamics of flow, it will be initial momentum minus final momentum, as this is a rate, we are going to divide it by time. Okay, initial momentum minus final momentum divided by time is nothing but your rate of change of momentum in the direction of force. That means it is in x direction. Hmm? Now initial momentum and final momentum we can find out by mass into initial velocity upon minus final velocity upon time. Okay, now time will be in second, so here I can write it as a mass per second into initial velocity means velocity of jet before striking, and final velocity means velocity of jet after striking. Okay, now this is in the direction of jet. Okay, so velocity of jet after striking in the direction will be 0. Okay, so here I have write it as a 0. And velocity of jet before striking this velocity is v, as I have shown in that diagram. Velocity of jet before striking is v, and after striking it is 0 in the direction. Okay, now mass per second can be written it as a rho q. Okay, rho q, but rho q can be written it as a rho a v. Okay, I have shown here rho a v equals to rho q, because area into velocity will be your discharge. So rho a v and the v will be rho a v square. So the force will be Fx will be your rho a v square for the force exerted by jet on a stationary flat plate. That is a plate, when plate is vertical, you can find out the force by rho a v square. Okay, this is very simple phenomenon. This is all about the stationary flat plate which is vertical. Okay, exactly vertical. Now the second condition, the second one is force exerted by jet on a stationary inclined plate. Okay, stationary inclined plate, here the plate is stationary. That means again here the both ends of the plate will be fixed. Okay, but the plate is inclined. Okay, Before this, we have studied the stationary vertical plate. Vertical plate, that means the plate is exactly in the straight line, but this plate is in vertical direction. Oh, sorry, inclined direction. Okay. Now here, somehow difficult. Here, what happened? Suppose this is your pipe, circular pipe, and this is your jet. Now the jet, after striking this smooth inclined plate, will be divided into two equal parts. Okay, as I have explained already, the velocity v is initial velocity, and as I have explained, this plate is smooth. There is no any loss of energy due to the impact of jet. That means no loss of friction and all. So the final velocity will be equal to your v. Okay, but the velocity, the component of this velocity is in inclined direction. Okay, and we have to find out, always we have to find out in x direction and in y direction. Okay, so this velocity can be resolved into two components. Okay, this velocity can be resolved into two components, that is fx and fy. Okay, now here what happened, the we have to find out the force exerted by the jet on plate in the direction normal to the plate. Okay, why? Because this plate is inclined one. Okay, because this plate is inclined one in this direction. Okay, the plate is suppose in this inclined direction, we have to find out the force exerted on this plate only. Okay, if we have find out the force exerted by the jet in this direction, that is x direction, what will happen? The force will not, this x force will not act on this entire plate. Okay, which force acts on this entire plate? This Fn, which is normal to the plate. Okay, so we have to find out the force which is normal to this inclined plate. Okay, look at the first figure, this figure. Okay, this plate is stationary. Okay, and we have to find out the force exerted by jet on plate. What we have done already, we have find out the force which is normal to this plate. Okay, and in this case, which force is normal to this plate? Force Fx. Okay, and in this case, this diagram, in this case, Fx will be not normal to this plate. Which force is normal? Fn will be normal. Here I have shown this Fn. Fn is normal to this plate, so we have to find out the force which is normal to the plate, inclined plate. Okay, now this Fn can be resolved into two components again. Okay, which component? Which is, first is Fx and second one will be Fy. Okay, now here first we are going to find out the Fn, but before that we can here see that there is some angle theta. Which is this angle? Theta is nothing but the angle between the jet and the plate. Okay, the angle in which the jet is diverted. Okay, and or the angle in which the jet is diverted from its original position is nothing but your theta. Okay, here understood what is mean by theta. This is very simple geometrical calculations, that this theta will be equal to the opposite angle, this theta. So why here I have written as 90 minus theta? Because this angle is your theta. Okay, so remaining angle will be 90 minus theta. Or, and why this is 90 only? Because the force Fn is normal to the plate, that is perpendicular to the plate. So when we are going to draw a perpendicular, this angle will be exactly 90 degree. So this remaining angle will be 90 minus theta only. Understood? So this is very simple geometrical calculations. Uh, now the Fn, We are going to find out first Fn. This is all I have explained already. This is already you have known. Mass of water per second striking the plate will be rho q. Rho q means rho a v. Hmm? Now the plate is smooth and all, so no any loss of energy is there. Now Fn will be your mass of jet striking per second, that is mass per second into initial velocity minus final velocity, that is your momentum, impulse momentum equation. Okay, now Fn will be, here I have written it a brief form, that is mass of jet striking per second into initial velocity of jet after before striking the plate into direction of n, that is into the direction normal to the jet, and the final velocity of after striking into the direction of n. Here we are going to first find Fn, so we are going to write it here, direction of n. Now Fn is rho av, that is mass per second, rho av into initial velocity is v sin theta. Okay, here I have shown in the diagram, in the direction of Fn, the velocity before striking is v sin theta. Okay, and after striking there is no any velocity in the direction of n. Okay, that component is resolved into two parts. The second part is not in the direction of n, so there is only one velocity which is initial velocity, and that velocity will be v sin theta. So the force normal to the or perpendicular to the plate will be rho a v square sin theta. Okay, rho a v square sin theta. This all you have to remember the formulas. So listen carefully. Now the second one is, as I have already explained, this normal force we have to resolve into two components. Okay, in x direction and in y direction. Now as I have explained in first diagram, we have to find out the forces in x direction and in y direction. Firstly, here we what we have done, the force which is normal or perpendicular to the plate, that force we have find out. And now the components of this Fn in x direction and in y direction we are going to find out. Okay, now in x direction, that is Fx, the Fx will be the component of Fn in the direction of flow. Now here same we are going to find out, but the in the direction of force, the component will be the cos 90 minus theta. Here you can see in the diagram, here Fn, and this one will be your Fx. Here it is 9 theta, so remaining angle will be your 90 minus theta. Now Fx, what is the value of Fx? Fx will be Fn cos 90 minus theta. Okay, because this Fx is nearer to the angle. 90 minus theta is the angle and Fx is the nearer component to this angle, so it will be the cos, and remaining will be as usual sine. Now the component of Fn in the direction of force is Fn cos 90 minus theta. Now the value of Fn we have already derived, that is rho a v square sin theta. Rho a v square sin theta into cos 90 minus theta is, as usual, this is again a simple algebraic or geometric formula, that is cos 90 minus theta is sin theta. So rho a v square sin theta into sin theta will be your rho a v square sin square theta. Fx will be rho a v square sin square theta. Now Fy, here same Fn sin 90 minus theta we have to find out. Now sin 90 minus theta will be your cos theta, is a simple geometrical transform. So Fn is rho a v square Sine theta, rho a v square sine theta into cos theta will be your Fy component. Okay, this is all about the inclined plate, and first is your vertical plate. Now these all plates are stationary plate, not at all a moving plate. Now the we are moving to the curved plates. Here, force exerted by jet on stationary curved plate. Now the plate is curved one. Okay, as stationary plate, this stationary plate will be fixed on both the ends, upper or lower end, and this plate is your curved plate. Why we are going to find out this forces or impact of jets? Why? Because suppose the turbine is there, you have one another chapter, that is hydraulic machines or turbine. Now in turbine, the vents, the like this shape, the vents are there. Okay, at this vent, the jet of water is striking at the center or at the tangential direction at the ends. So we have to find out in what force this jet is striking to the vane of the turbine. Okay, so we are going to find out the forces exerted by jet on stationary curved plate. Okay, flat plate we can use in any normal condition also. In curved plate, the curved plate can be useful for the turbines. Okay, because the curved, the vanes are curved, but here the plates are stationary. The in hydraulic turbine, the vanes are not stationary. When we are going to hit the jet on a curved vane, the vane will be moving. Okay, when the vane is moving, what happened, automatically your turbine is moving and the electricity is produced. Okay, now here in this topic, stationary curved plate, there are three conditions. The jet strikes the curved plate at the center. Second one is jet strikes the curved plate at one end tangentially when plate is symmetrical, and the jet strikes the curved plate at one end tangentially when plate is unsymmetrical. Okay, now firstly we are going to find out the jet which is striking on a curved plate, and the plate is symmetrical and the jet striking at the center of that curved plate. Okay, now consider this figure. Here the fixed curved plate is there, and this fixed curved plate is fixed at the both ends. Hmm. Now here your pipe and your jet. Okay, now the velocity of initial velocity of jet is v. Okay, now what happened here, when this jet is striking at the center of this curved plate, it is divided into two equal parts. Okay, again here we are going to assume that this curved plate is a smooth one, that is no loss of energy is there due to the impact of jet. So when this is divided into two equal parts, the initial velocity of jet before striking, that is v, will be equal to the final velocity of jet after striking. So here I have written it as a v only. Okay, now this plate is curved plate, so there will be some angle of deflection. Okay, so this one is your theta. Okay, theta is nothing but your angle of deflection through which this jet is deflected by its original position or original direction. Now here the component of v are in the direction of flow and in the perpendicular direction of flow. Now as this v is in outward direction, the components will be also in the outward direction. Here the nearer component to angle will be your v cos theta, and the rear component to the angle is v sin theta. Okay, now when we are going to find out Fx, that is the force exerted by jet on the plate in the direction of in the direction of jet, the x direction initial velocity before striking will be v, and the final velocity after striking will be your v cos theta, but the direction of this velocity is in opposite direction. Okay, so here we are going to write a minus sign, that is negative v cos theta. Okay, now in the direction completed, now the direction perpendicular to the flow, that is in the direction of y, initial velocity is 0 because there is no any velocity in the direction of y here. Now the component of v in the direction of y is existing, that is v sine theta. Therefore we can find out the x direction and y direction also in curved plate. Okay, let's see. Hmm. Here I have already explained this. Now the force exerted by jet in the direction of jet, that is x direction, this is the x direction, force exerted by jet in the direction of jet, that is x, this is fx. Fx will be mass per second into initial velocity before striking minus final velocity after striking in x direction, that is v1x minus v2x. This is before striking in x direction will be your v, and after striking in x direction will be minus v cos theta. Negative sign, why we are going to denote the negative sign? Because the direction of this velocity is in opposite direction. Now fx is rho a v, mass per second is your rho a v into v minus minus of v cos theta will be rho a v square 1 plus cos theta. The fx component of velocity force is rho a v square 1 plus cos of theta. Now similarly we can find out the Fy, mass per second, into v1y minus v2y, that is momentum equation, impulse momentum equation. Initial velocity in the direction of y 0 because there is no any velocity before striking in y direction, and final velocity is existing, that is v sine theta. Now Fy will be rho a v 0 minus v sine theta, that is rho a v square sine theta will be your y component of force. Okay, here I have explained negative sign is in usual manner negative sign, when we are going to apply a negative sign to the force, when the direction of force is in opposite direction to x or direction of force is in opposite direction to y. Okay, normally we are assuming upward direction is positive and the rightward direction is positive, and when we are going to write a minus direction, minus sign in x direction, that means the force is acting in leftward side. Okay, and in y direction, when we are going to apply a negative sign, then we are assuming that the force is applying or acting in downward direction. Okay, remember upward direction is positive and rightward direction is positive in this case. Okay, when the opposite directions are there, sign will be automatically negative. In this case the angle of deflection we have to find out. Angle of deflection will be 180 minus theta. This is very simple. When we are going to solve a numerical, this will be understand, you will be understand this. The second case is jet strikes the curved plate at one end tangentially when the plate is symmetrical. Okay, here what happened, plate is curved one. Okay, the plate is curved one, but the jet is striking at end, one of the end tangentially. Okay, and here assume we are going to consider that the plate is symmetrical one. Okay, let us see the diagram here. This is your pipe as usual, and the jet is coming out from this nozzle. Now firstly, the initial velocity of jet is your v1, and the plate is smooth. The plate is smooth means what happened when the jet is striking or sliding over this curved plate. Why I am using the word sliding over? Because the jet is striking tangentially at the one end, not at the center. Okay, when this jet is striking tangentially at one end, what happened, this jet is sliding over this uh, plate and remove and will throw outward to the uh, last end. Okay, now the velocity, first velocity is your v. Now v will be derived into two components, that is in x direction and in y direction. Now the angle through which this jet is deflected is your theta, angle theta. Now, and the final velocity will be your v, because this plate is smooth plate. Now this velocity, final velocity, also can be converted into two components, that is x component and your y component. Here I have written x component and y component, and the directions are also shown, rightward direction and upward direction. X positive when it is in rightward direction, and y positive when it is in upward direction. This diagram is very simple and very easily understandable. Okay, we'll move further. Further is the force exerted by jet of water in the direction of x and y. How we are going to calculate this? First is Fx. Fx will be mass per second into v1x minus v2x. Okay, that is your change momentum equation, impulse momentum equation. Which are the components of velocity in x direction here? First is initial velocity before striking, the component is v cos theta. And the final velocity after striking, the component is v cos theta only, but the sign is minus v cos theta. Okay, so I have written it as a rho a v cos theta minus v cos theta will be your plus v cos theta. So final equation of fx is 2 rho a v square cos theta. Okay, 2 rho a v square cos theta is the x component of force exerted by jet in the direction of uh, jet. Okay, now the y direction. The y direction, there are also two components. The initial component of velocity in the direction of y is v sin theta, and again in the same manner the final velocity, that is v, the component of this v in the direction of y is v sin theta only. Okay, now here the Fy will be rho AV, that is mass per second, into change of velocity. Initial velocity minus final velocity will be the, as both the velocities are same and the both velocities are acting in same direction, the sign will be not changed here. Okay, so the v sin theta minus v sin theta will be 0. So the y component of force will be 0 when plate is symmetrical. Okay, when plate is symmetrical, the component of force component of force in x direction will be 2 rho a v square cos theta, and the component of force in the direction y will be 0. Understood? At the last condition is jet striking the curved plate at one end tangentially. Again here the jet is striking a curved plate tangentially, but the plate is unsymmetrical. Okay, plate is unsymmetrical. Now here we can't draw a diagram of unsymmetrical plate, but we can assume the diagram of unsymmetrical plate. What happened in unsymmetrical plate? I'll show this diagram only. Okay, now suppose the plate is unsymmetrical, that means this part is large or this part is small, or this part is more thicker and this part is more thinner, but whatever the condition is, what happened when the jet strikes the end at one end, again the plate will be smooth. Okay, plate will be smooth, so the velocity will be v, and at outlet tip the velocity will be v only. That means the velocity of water at inlet tip will be equal to the velocity of water at the outlet tip, but the angle of deflection at both the ends, angle of deflection at the both the ends will be different. That means at inlet tip, suppose the angle is theta, then at the outlet tip we can assume the angle phi. Okay, in with x axis the water, here the water is forming angle theta with x axis, this will be theta. As this plate is symmetrical, this angle and this angle will be same, but when this plate is unsymmetrical, what happened, the angle at inlet tip will be different from angle at outlet tip. Okay, so here we are going to assume the angle theta for inlet tip and angle phi for outlet tip. Hmm? Now theta will be the angle made by tangents at inlet tip with x-axis, and phi will be the angle made by the tangents at outlet tip with the x-axis. Okay. Now the component of velocity at inlet. Component of velocity at the inlet. I'll explain by this diagram only. Suppose here the angle is phi. Now at inlet tip, what will be the components of velocity? The components of velocity same will be same, that is v cos theta and v sin theta. But the components of velocity at outlet tip will be different because here angle is different. Angle will be here phi. So the component of velocity in the direction of x will be v cos phi, and component of velocity in the direction y will be v sin phi. Okay, only the angle will be changed at unsymmetrical plate, because the plate is unsymmetrical, so the water will be deflected through some different angle than inlet tip. Okay, here I have written the components of velocity at inlet and outlet. v1x will be v cos theta and v1y will be v sin theta, same as the symmetrical plate. Now the components of velocity at outlet tip will be, here I can write it as a v2x, that means minus v cos phi, because it will be in leftward direction. Okay, and v2y will be v sin phi. This is positive because this will be in upward direction only. Okay, so this is in leftward direction, so I can write it as a minus, and this is in upward direction, so it is a positive component. Now the forces exerted by jet of water in the direction of x and y are Fx. In usual manner we can find out by the impulse momentum equation, that is change of momentum, rate of change of momentum. That means rho av mass per second into initial velocity minus final velocity. Rho av, that is your mass per second, and v1x minus v2x will be v cos theta minus v cos phi. Okay, because remember this is the different angle than theta, so don't merge it in the cos theta. We can write it simply as rho a v square cos theta plus cos phi. Fx, that is x component of force in the direction of x, will be rho a v square cos theta plus cos phi. Both the angles are different. Okay, remember this, both the angles are different, not the same, because plate is unsymmetrical. Now the y component of force is mass per second into initial velocity minus final velocity in the direction of y. Here, uh, uh, in symmetrical plate, what happened? This value is 0, comes out to be 0. Why comes out to be 0? Because both angles are equal. But here what happened? Both the angles are different. So there is a equation for y. Okay, what will be the equation? Rho a v square sin theta minus sin phi. Sin theta minus sin phi. In case of symmetrical plate, what happened? Sin theta minus sin theta is there. So Fy component of that force is 0 in case of symmetrical plate. But in case of unsymmetrical plate, there is a component of force exist in y direction also. Okay, now this is all about the forces acting on a plate or acting on the plate. That plate is stationary. Okay, stationary, inclined plate, curved plate. We have completed the three conditions, that is stationary vertical plate, stationary inclined plate, and stationary curved plate. Okay, now move towards the numericals. Very simple numericals, you can easily understand, but the thing is that you have to remember all the formulas for the different conditions of forces. Okay, now the first numerical is, suppose water is flowing through a pipe at the end of which a nozzle is fitted. Okay, water is flowing through a pipe at the end of which nozzle is fitted. That means a jet of water will be coming out. The diameter of nozzle is 100 mm, and the head of water at the center of nozzle is again 100 meter. Find the force exerted by jet of water on a fixed vertical plate. Fixed vertical plate, remember this. The coefficient of velocity is given as 0.95. Here, what they have said, the diameter of nozzle is 100 mm. When the diameter of nozzle is given, that means the jet diameter will be same as the nozzle diameter, because it is coming out from the nozzle itself. Okay, so when whatever the diameter of nozzle is, that diameter is same for the jet of water. Okay, so diameter of nozzle is your d 100 mm, which can be converted into meters, that is 0.1 meter. Now the second thing they have given is the head of water. Head of water at the center of nozzle is 100 meter. That means head means your this thing you have already learned in previous chapters, that is fluid mechanics 2 and fluid mechanics 1. That means your height. Okay, so head of water is h will be your 100 meters. Now you have to find out the force exerted by jet of water on a fixed vertical plate. That means this condition is for first condition, stationary vertical plate. Now here additional thing is there, they have given the coefficient of velocity CV, that is 0.95. Okay, these things are coefficient of velocity and all. These things are you have already learned in fluid mechanics too. So coefficient of velocity they have given 0.95. Now I can do like this. Now diameter is given, diameter of nozzle is given, that means you can find out the area of nozzle. Area of nozzle will be, as the nozzle is circular, area will be pi by 4 d square, that means 0.1 square. The value is this. Now the theoretical velocity, why I am going to find out the theoretical velocity and actual velocity, because they have given the coefficient of velocity. Okay, coefficient of velocity will be your actual velocity upon theoretical velocity. Okay, actual velocity, the formula for actual velocity is coefficient of velocity cv into theoretical velocity. Okay, so theoretical velocity, first we have to find out theoretical velocity of jet of water will be vth equals to root 2 gh. Okay, so they have given the head of water. Okay, this is all you are familiar about this. Root 2 gh, root 2 g means your 9.81, this is the constant value, and h they have given as 100 meters. This quantity is in meters, so no need of conversion for this. The value will be 44.29 meters per second. Meters per second, why meters per second? Because this is a velocity. Okay, now second, we can find out the actual velocity by this formula. That means actual velocity will be cv, that is coefficient of velocity, into your theoretical velocity. Okay, coefficient of velocity they have given as 0.95 into your theoretical velocity value is 44.294. We have already derived this. The value will be 42 meters per second. Now the velocity, we have find out the velocity and area. Okay, the rho value of rho for water we have already known, that is 1000. So the force exerted on a fixed vertical plate will be rho a v square. This formula we have derived. F will be rho a v square. The value of rho is 1000, area we have find out, and the velocity, that is actual velocity, is your 42.08. Okay, so the force exerted on stationary flat plate, vertical, this plate is vertical, so the formula is, we have applied a formula rho a v square. Okay, uh, understand this simple, very simple numerical is there. So the thing is that you have to remember all the formulas related to the force. Okay, now the second one, this is also very simple formula. This is very simple numerical, sorry, numerical is, the jet of water of diameter 75 mm moving with a velocity of 25 meters per second strikes a fixed plate in such a way that the angle between jet and plate is 60 degrees. Find the force exerted by jet on a plate in the direction normal to the plate and in the direction of jet. Okay, now this condition is a second condition. Okay, the plate is inclined. Now the diameter of jet they have given as a 75 mm, so we can convert it is in meters, and velocity is given 25 meters per second. Now from diameter of jet we can find out the area. So this is your area, pi by 4 d square. By using pi by 4 d square we have find out the area. Now again in the question we can see that the angle between jet and plate is 60 degrees. Okay, so here theta is given as 60 degrees. This angle they have given as a 60 degrees. So very simple, again the force exerted by jet of water in the direction normal to the plate, that is, first we have to find out the angle, force Fn, normal force, that is Fn will be rho a v square sine theta. By using all the quantities we can find out the answer Fn. So by finding out Fn, we have to consider two components. First is Fx and second is Fy. Okay. Now Fx is force in the direction of jet. Hmm. Force in the direction of jet will be Fx. Fx, the formula for Fx is rho a v square sine square theta. By putting all the quantities, we can find out the Fx is 2070 newtons. Now you can convert this force uh, into kilonewton also. In this, I have written the newton. What happened if we are going to convert this in kilonewton? The value will be 20.70 kilonewton. Now the second one is this. This is somehow tricky. Sorry, the value of force here will be 2.07 kilonewton. 2.2.07 kilonewtons will be your value of Fx. You have to multiply it into 10 raised to minus 3. Now the second is a jet of water of diameter 50 mm moving with a velocity of 40 meters per second strikes a curved fixed symmetrical plate at the center. Okay, here symmetrical plate is there and curved plate is there and the jet striking at the center. Find the force exerted by jet of water in the direction of jet if the jet is deflected through an angle of 120 degrees. Okay, here we can see that the angle is 120 degrees. So I have drawn a diagram here. Initial velocity is v, but the angle which is deflected, jet is deflected through, is 120 degree. So we can write it as 120 degree. This is 120 degrees. Okay, now the angle of deflection we can find out, as 180 minus theta. Okay, the angle of deflection will be your 180 minus theta. That means 180 minus 120 will be, the value will be 60. Now they have given again the diameter of jet. Diameter of jet is 50 mm converted into meters. By finding out the diameter of jet, we can find out the area of jet also by pi by 4 d square. Now the velocity of jet they have given as 40 meters per second. Okay, 40 meters per second, and this condition is first condition of curved plate, that is plate is symmetrical and jet is striking at the center. Okay, so angle of deflection we have find out 180 minus theta, and now the force exerted by jet on a curved plate is Fx. Fx will be your rho a v square 1 plus cos of theta. Here theta will be 60 because 120 is a large angle of deflection. So by a common sense, this is a common sense, we can simply say that 120 will be the angle at the outer edge. This outer angle will be your 120 degrees. So the interior angle we can find out by 180 minus theta, that means 60. By putting all the quantities we can find out the value of fx. Fx will be 4711.15 Newton. Okay, 4711.15 newtons. Sorry, this value is somehow wrong. The value will be your 4.7. 4.7 kilonewtons will be the value of fx. Okay, thank you. This is all about the stationary plates. All the quantities or all the components of stationary plate, like vertical plate, inclined plate, and curved plate, and the three conditions of curved plate we have covered in this video. In next video we'll go for the hinge plate and the moving plate. Okay, now with the numericals I'll stop here for today. In next video we'll go for hinged plate. Okay, now thank you, and I'll provide this notes along with this video. Thank you.